Tomorrow night, 8 GOP candidates meet in Milwaukee for the first Republican primary debate of this season. James Carville joins us now, longtime Democratic political consultant who notably was chief strategist on President Clinton's 1992 campaign. James, we appreciate the time. You know how to prep somebody for a multi-person debate where the bandwidth and the airtime is narrow. How does somebody stand out when there's 7 people next to them?
I got a cheat sheet right here. So first, you assume that 40 minutes is going to be taken up by introductions, administrative stuff, questions, et cetera, et cetera. This might be a little, they're not going to have opening question statements, so you might have a little bit more time. You got 8 candidates, so if you divide 8 into 72, which is 60% of 120, you get 9 minutes. Let's figure this time you might get 11. All right, that's it. So just be careful. It's not 120 minutes, and I've broken it down to A, B, C. All right, A, answer the question. B, attack Biden. C, state your position clearly. So if you asked about abortion, say, my position is simply this: I want a federal ban of all abortions after 15 months. Under the Biden administration, you could hardly blame people for not having children with staggering runaway historical inflation, with Hunter Biden on an international crime spree and porous open borders, or whatever it is, whatever stupid thing they're going to say. And then state your position very clearly. And, I'm for sealing off the border. I'm for dealing with whatever it is, all right, whatever cockamamie stuff that they come up with. And my final piece of advice, and this is big, it's the cutaways, all right? The camera there's always going to be a camera on you. So whenever someone else is talking, if you're grimacing or you're doing something or you're fidgeting around, that's going to pick you up, and that's going to be that. Don't forget the cutaways. My other advice, don't over-prepare. Don't over-prepare. You got 11 minutes. Be sure you use them right. This is after doing 100 debate preps nationally and internationally in my life.
Well, how do you prep somebody
for simple it is?
I'm sorry, how do you prep somebody to interject in an 8-person debate? Because you got to try to find your own airtime where it may not otherwise exist, but you also don't want to look like you're being overly aggressive or, in a party primary, rude to other Republicans.
So you get it, somebody interrupts you, you're speaking, you say, excuse me for speaking while you interrupted me. And then just say, this is something that, the liberal woke Democrats do. They feel like they can be rude and interrupt anybody. Just, hide behind, you can't think of anything else, just hide behind progressive or just say woke or some inane word that they use. But the point is, people are going to notice that you're being interrupted. And, frankly, if I had as little to say as my opponent had in his previous answer, I would try to interrupt me and say something too. I mean, you just practice your one-liners, and you have to practice timing. Timing is everything. And it's particularly everything when you got 11 minutes. But wait for somebody to interrupt you. And then when they interrupt you, just cold cock them. Boom. And you can do that. And they're going to be doing different things, but you get to play too, not just them.
For some number of Americans, this whole exercise is rendered moot by Trump not being there. Does this open the opportunity or open the door for President Biden to say, I'm not debating you if you're the Republican nominee next fall?
I guess it does. The whole debate thing and the debate commission, which I can't stand, but it's probably going to be rethought. And Trump says he's not going to debate. And, he's the 1,000-pound gorilla in the whole affair. But, you have all these stupid commentators saying he owes it to the American people to debate, as if Trump has ever thought about any obligation to the American people. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. He doesn't care. But, yeah, and of course, Biden may not want to debate. And the whole politics of debate has changed pretty drastically over the years. And I don't even know how necessary it is. And the truth of the matter is that general election presidential debates are joint press conferences. They're not really debates. So but we'll see where it goes. But Trump will lord over tonight like everything else, and and they're going to be looking. The best way to have a breakout moment is where people say, that person makes some sense, or because you're auditioning, but the main thing you're auditioning for is these Republicans going to be looking at you, saying, can this guy, assuming that Trump faces inevitable and becomes a nominee, can he carry the banner of the party? And that's what I think a lot of those voters will be looking for tomorrow night. And you can do it pretty simply. Don't overthink. Don't overthink it.
The Biden campaign is going to run some ads. They're going to have some surrogates on the ground in Milwaukee to respond to what Republicans say tomorrow. But the bigger question to me is, James, is the president sitting out too much right now? Should he be campaigning more aggressively? Is he running a rose garden strategy where you do a few presidential events and keep quiet otherwise? Should he be doing that? Or do you think he is doing that?
Well, first of all, he didn't have to do much in 2020 because he was protected by COVID. I thought, it seems like they're getting a little more aggressive. They're trying to promote Bidenomics. They're trying to put him out a little bit more. I think they're being a little more aggressive putting people out. So far, his numbers have not moved. And if they do have a heck of a case to make, that and he makes an economic case. But if these numbers don't start moving here pretty soon, people are going to get very, very nervous. And we got these huge statewide legislative races coming up in Virginia in November, and if his numbers are still there, there'd be a great deal of nervousness.
What do you do if the numbers don't move, if you're a Democratic strategist?
I guess you try to keep moving them. And they point out that his numbers were, that Reagan had terrible numbers in August of 1983. Clinton didn't have great numbers in August of 1993, or I guess it was 95. And that Obama didn't have great numbers in August of 2011. But pretty soon, these numbers need to start moving to give people some sense of comfort. But right now, I don't see any evidence they are.
Is the age issue more prominent than people think it is? Is the age issue bigger as a threat than people think it is?
It's a big issue. I mean, people talk about it. And you can't do anything about it. And I certainly can't come on Scott McFarlane and say that, they're talking about phony issues and need to pivot to a real issue. I think Americans think it's a real issue, but I think they're dealing with it as best they can. He got that historic agreement between Japan and South Korea. And, the White House, what you can say is look at what he's doing and, look at his record and forget about his age. But it's an issue that they're just not going away. And you do any focus group, it's one of the first things that pops up. And the only answer that I can think of is just plow through it.
We'll see how much, if at all, this Republican primary debate resonates without the frontrunner tomorrow. But for the guidance you've offered, James Carville, thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott.